Hey everyone, welcome to a new Markeko Monday. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that's been trending. A lot of you have been asking, and it's really what's going on and what's the whole deal with WhatsApp Business. What are the things that you can do? I would say at this point, there's still a lot of limitations of functionality, of cool things that you can do, but I expect a lot coming up in terms of updates, ads, and just a lot of things that you're going to be able to do just like you have and like you do currently with Facebook Messenger. So I would say it's still in its very early stages. You can download the app, you can try it out. And so I'm going to go over a couple of things that you can do today, updates and things that you should be using that might be helpful for your clients or your business. So a couple of things, I guess. One is WhatsApp Business. It's finally rolling out in most countries. It started out in like 5 or 8 countries, but you can download it anywhere at this point. What's the biggest limitation at this point? It's only available for Android. So you can't download it for iOS, right? This is not available. The only thing you can do at this point is if you have an Android phone, then the app works. So you can go to the App Store, right? And this is how it looks like. A couple of things to keep in mind that are a bit different, I would say. One is logo. So the logo for the WhatsApp Business is a bit different. And you can just go to the App Store, sorry, not the App Store, but basically the the Play Store, and download the app. That's basic things. Just make sure that you're downloading the right one with the right icon. So what are some of the cool things that you can do as a business, right? Because I think the biggest problem businesses are having is how do you differentiate from a personal versus a business account, right? And so, what are some of the cool things that you can do with WhatsApp Business? And so, the first thing I would say is the profile. So, WhatsApp allows you now to have a business account or a profile that it's basically verified. And it's still not clear how this is done, but basically, they're going to send you a number, an SMS, just like you do with any account. Large businesses are able to have a green button here. Most businesses at this point have a gray one, right? Just like you have this one. So what are some of the things that you could do with your business account? So one is address with a map. And I think this has been pretty helpful, especially for retailers so that people can know where your business is at and you don't have to send them that information. 2 is basically the type of business that you are. 3 is just a small description. And 4 is basically your hours. So what days and also what hours are you open and closed, and contact information. So at this point, I can have an email address, I can have my URL for my website, and that's basically it. There's not much more you can do with regards to your profile or your business account. But it's pretty cool because now I don't have to talk with a personal account. I actually know that I'm talking to a business because I have the profile, right? I have a profile picture and I have basic contact information from people. 2, and I would say this is probably what's going to come handy, and it's still in its early stages and it's going to be super useful, but there's a couple of things that you should know. One is you have statistics, and this is the number, and it's very basic at this point, but number of messages, number of responses over the last 7 days and 30 days. Very limited what you can do here. And you can also automate messages. Again, this is just like the early stages with Facebook Messenger, right? So I have an away message, a greeting, and a quick reply. So if you look at this quick reply, here's a link with a dessert menu, for example, shortcut menu. So what this allows your customer service, or if you're in sales, is that I can have shortcuts, right? So if I write /menu, what this is going to do is it's going to automate this long message. And this is pretty helpful when you're doing messages that repeat again and again and again. So instead of writing the whole message, right? So instead of saying, here's the link with desserts and pricing, all I have to write is /menu, and that's going to send them automatically your whole message, right? This whole thing that you're writing here, when I write message, this is what's going to happen. So we found that this has been useful for a couple of clients, especially when you're getting orders constantly, when you're repeating things for customers. If you're a retailer, if you're a restaurant, if you basically just do food delivery, this is super helpful. So with regards to automated messages, this is the only thing you can do. Expect a lot more with the WhatsApp platform. What other things can you do? And I found that this has been really helpful with people that have just high volume of chats. Because what ends up happening at the moment is that when you go to WhatsApp, right, you're going to have a whole list of clients. And this goes on and on and on. And so businesses are having a really hard time doing proper follow-ups. So when do I have to call someone? When do I have to, is the order complete? Have we delivered the order? Do I need to do a follow-up call for sales, for example? And so one of the cool things that you can do with WhatsApp is labels. And again, this is the same thing that happened with Facebook Messenger. You can have labels. Messenger is changing this. Most likely this is going to change, but at this point, this becomes really helpful with regards to following and just improving your customer service, right? Why? Because now I can have custom labels, so new customers. So I can set up a chat and say, well, this is a new customer, this is a new order, this is pending payment. I have to call them so that we process the payment. This is an order that has been delivered. This is an order that had issues, for example, or something that I need to follow up with. So what labels really help you, and what we found labels to be useful, it's really for your funnel, and especially for customer service, right? Because what I do here is I have new customers, right? Then I can have new orders. I can have after new orders, let's say I have to process payment and then basically have my delivery, but also I'm going to add a fifth stage, which is basically the follow-up, right? Before, what you had is basically a whole list of customers. But now I can check and say, well, we have 4 new orders or new customers, out of whom, I don't know, 4 did an order. I have to process payment for 3. We have 10 customers that we've delivered their food, right? And we have 5 customers that complain or that we need to follow up with. So what labels allow you to do is basically to build your funnel and just allow your customer service or people that are on chat or desktop WhatsApp application, just do a better job in following up with people, tracking them, and just organizing your team better. So one of the biggest things I would say that has been really useful is really labels, especially if you're in a developing country, especially if you're using WhatsApp to make orders, to get people to buy stuff from you. It's been really useful. And the last thing I want to talk about, and this has been big with regards to just confusion, it's basically ads. Because the only thing you can do at this point is boosting posts. Facebook hasn't opened yet WhatsApp basically for you to send call to actions into WhatsApp in Power Editor, which is basically out, but basically your ads manager, which now this is the same thing, right? This is not open yet. The only thing you can do is boost a post. So how does it basically work? Well, now when you add a call to action, right? When you're boosting a post, if you look at here, send WhatsApp message, you have the same options you had before, right? So book now, send message to Messenger, shop now if you have an e-commerce. But now they've added a new option, which is called send WhatsApp message. So what this will do is basically add a WhatsApp button so that when people click on the post, it's gonna open their WhatsApp message, and now you're gonna be able to chat with people. So what it's gonna happen is you're gonna have your post, right, with your text here, your title, your subtitle, but the call to action here. This is gonna be WhatsApp. And when people click on WhatsApp, it's basically gonna open the personal WhatsApp. And now you're going to be able to talk with people within WhatsApp. What are some of the benefits? A couple of things I would say is, especially if you're in a developing country where WhatsApp is probably the most used app within the whole region. It's what people use the most, even more than Facebook Messenger, sometimes even more than Messenger. WhatsApp can be a great tool. What are some limitations? As you can see, there's very little you can do currently with the WhatsApp business platform. It's not as developed as Facebook Messenger. You can't really do a lot, but at least you can do basic things like having your profile, right? Having automated messages and basically automating those messages so that it's easier for your team. You can have labels, which this has probably been the most useful for current clients. Why? Because they can follow up with them. It's easy to build your funnel, right? And three, we've been starting to test ads to WhatsApp, and starting to see interesting results. I can't give you data at the moment, but I think it's going to be very useful for a lot of businesses. So again, thanks for listening today. Don't forget to download our free study guide. We have practice questions for the Facebook Blueprint exam. Also, join our community. We have close to, or more than 4,000 members by now. You can ask questions here, get updates on Facebook on New Markeko Mondays. Make sure you also comment below, ask questions. Thanks for listening, guys, today. See you next time.